Hello, hello. Welcome, my crafty friends. This is Anne-Marie Julian Wetzel. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you are here, say hello. I'm just trying to pull you up on my tablet. There I am. So, let's see if I'm getting comments. Last time I froze, so hello, Kristen. Welcome. So I can't believe it was last week we were all crafting together, right? So, all right, I am good. I am seeing myself wiggle my fingers. So, let's get started. So before I get started, we are going to do a scrapbook layout tonight. I'm going to show you a fun layout that's super easy to create, but I wanted to share some other things. We have World Card Making Day coming up on October 4th, sorry. And so it contains this kit. Now this is totally optional, so I do want to emphasize, if you want to participate in World Card Making Day, there is a link on my website to join. You will go to like a Google Docs form, fill that out, and then they'll send you the link for the actual event for that day. That is important because my understanding is they're going to give a small token of appreciation for anybody who has registered. So if you don't register, then you won't qualify. So be sure to do that. And then they will be creating this card kit. It is handmade and heartfelt, and it comes with this box. Like, this box is like really, really sturdy. Has place to hold some pens, definitely some card notes, bills you can put in here, tags, gift tags, all different types of things. But it is a really super sturdy box and could be used for so many different things. I can't wait to start using it. And then you create 10 cards. So all of these cards have dimension on there. So I know in the pictures it's so hard to tell, but very fun, and it does come with the gems. It comes with a stamp set, so obviously you can change up your sentiments on the stamps. It does come with twine also, but you can see here how that's layered. Hello Sunshine, again a rainbow. Again, all of them are pretty much popped up on dimension. And then again, the dimension is totally optional. You don't have to do that, but it just gives some additional character to each of the cards. So you make 2 of each of these. So I wanted to share those with you. And then I am going to, you know what? I'm going to save those to the end. I do have some other scrapbook workshop kits that I have created, and they are just mostly the Stampin' Up! Scrapbook workshops. I'm really excited on how they've improved. So with that though, let's get started with what I'm going to create and share with all of you. So I went ahead and made a single page layout. This is what I'm going to show you how. So do you like how it has the geometric look to it? All right. So I'm going to hold that up closer. So this is my Teddy Graham, and he is just so much giving everybody the love, and they're giving it back to him too. So it's my grandson Hudson and Riley, and then my daughter Christina and her boyfriend Nick. But super cute. So I'm going to show you how quick and easy. This is made with 6x6 paper. 2 pieces of paper, 6x6. That's how fun and easy this is. This is the Timeless Plaid 6x6 Designer Series paper, what I used here. I'm going to show you now another layout. We're going to create a 2-page layout, and I'm going to show you that. So again, I'm not quite sure why this is happening, but I am not seeing any comments other than, so I'm going to go back out of my tablet, other than certain people are watching me. I do see I have 10, but it's not telling me who. Oh, I do see Colleen Oster just joined. Hello, Colleen. All right, there. Again, I don't know if it'll continue, but I see Vicky's here, Kristen's here, Brianna, Monterey, Linda, welcome. Okay, hopefully it'll continue. All right, so let me show you. I've started the left side of the page, and I'm going to show you the right side. We'll put that together. All right, I am bringing out my Versa map. So this actually is highlighting a 12 by 12. I cut it down into 6 by 6. This is actually my BFF's dog, Brody. These pictures are amazing. Hopefully you guys can see okay. He just loves the ocean. So we are creating the right side of this. And it's exactly mirrored and how I did this. But again, for me to create both sides, I would be here all night. So I wanted to just get this one started for you. What I did here, so this is the Country Woods paper. Two different pieces of paper. We're going to cut those down in diagonal. Then I ended up taking, again, my favorite party alphabet, and I embossed the crumb cake in the exposed brick. I love this embossing folder. So I'm going to bring that up close so you can see that. I also have some of the letters for the second half of this layout. And then I took the bottom half, cut the letters out again, but then cut them using the Soft Waves embossing folder. So this again is just double embossed with 2 different embossing folders. And then again, it was sand and beach. To me, it went perfect. So, and then again, I am highlighting the Pet Love stamp and dies for this layout. So again, I will bring this back in after. I'm going to set that aside. I am starting out with a white willow cardstock. I'm just going to put a little bit of tape down here. Hopefully it will help keep my paper steady. All right, and I just wanted to make sure I was still seeing everybody. Okay, so again, I took the Country Woods paper. These are the 2 pieces of paper I used for the left side, so we're going to cut. I did not like this side of the paper, so I chose this side, and then I'm using this side. So what I need to do is bring my paper trimmer in. And I am going to cut these diagonal. So from corner to corner. And again, because the pattern, and again, it's a 6 by 6 piece of paper, it's not going to matter. But so if you do use paper that has a directional image, you're going to have to be careful with this design for the geometric. So I have my 2 pieces there, and then I have this. I just feel this is like that beachy color wood. I love it. Let me move this back over. I'm going to try to bring this in a little bit closer, but I'm going to have to maybe move it back out afterwards. So this is really important. It is really important to make sure that you get a true 6 by 6 paper. And I am just mirroring what my left paper is. So that is, some of my pieces that I cut out. So that is the gist of how this is going to work. And this is going to go this way. And this is kind of why it's really important to make sure that you line this up perfectly. And then that's how you get your geometric. Now I'm going to bring back my other layout. So this is typically all you need is 2 pieces of paper. I did want to, because this was a single, I wanted to add a little bit more color to this. So I did take 6 by 6 of the Timeless Plaid, added it here, and then added these to my corners. So I don't have as much white showing. But because this is beachy, we're going to have the white showing. So there is basically our geometric. So let me get this taped down. When you do this type of a layout, you're going to want to make sure that your corners are covered, because you don't want any of those corners sticking up. I'm not even going to put anything in the middle. Just going to do those ends. And just make sure I'm covering that white, and I don't want to go over. And I'm going to do this bottom corner. So again, another great way to use up some of the 6x6 paper, designer series paper. Or again, you can easily, like this here, I took the 12x12. But I'm always trying to find ways to use the 6x6 paper. So I was glad that I could use that on that other layout that I did of Teddy. All right, so now again, taking a 6x6, cut it in half, and now I'm just going to adhere those pieces together. And again, I think my comments stopped again. Maybe they're here. Yeah, they stopped again. I don't know. I have to check with my Stampin' Up! Tech guru why that's happening. I do have my phone on Do Not Disturb, so I don't think that should be impacting. So I just definitely want to make this meet up here. So again, I apologize. I will check and refresh my comments in a second. Again, so I am meeting this up. It's going to be here, meeting up in the corner, and the 6x6. So there we go. Okay. This is going to be for my journaling, because I did not put any journaling spot on the left page. So we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. But look at these cute pictures, right? This is, again, this is Brody. This is Tammy's dog. And he just loves the water. And she took some great, great photos of that. So these will end up going here. I think I want my journaling down in this corner. So when you add your photos, and for this, I love matting. So I double matted this only because I really wanted the white to pick up those caps of the water. And then the second mat here is the Misty Moonlight. So I did, the picture is 4x4. This white is 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. And then again, the Misty Moonlight is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I double matted that. And then I am going in from the inch and an inch here. And that is, and they should meet up along this angle here. So all right, so again, going in, I might have to do a little bit of adjusting, so I'm not going to. He is such a handsome dog. I knew my tape runner was going to run out, so I do have extra. And again, this is going in at an inch. And I'm pretty sure it looks like it's lined up, although it's deceiving because of the stripe, but we have that. So again, definitely gives you the geometric look as soon as you put your photos on. Yep. So. And I told you, I knew it was going to run out. And this is actually the only tape runner I have working at the moment. So come on. All right. Opening it up would be helpful. All right, so again, lining it up with this angle here. I'm at my 1 inch mark. There, super, super easy. Look at this layout. So we still have to design this and figure out how we're going to embellish it. But that is what your creative activity is to create a geometric layout. If you want to be able to try to turn this into a card, I'd love to see what your creations are for a card, for our card makers. I not have the opportunity to do that, but oh, we have to do the letters. We have to do the titles now. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, in case you're joining late, I ran these with our party alphabet. So the title is called Happy Place because that is Brody's happy place. Okay, so I ran these with crumb cake and then I embossed them with the exposed brick. So you can see that. And then I ran the pool party and I ran that with the soft waves embossing folder. And then I just cut it along one of the wave lines, and that is where I just divided it up that way. So we're going to put this here. And I have a piece of hair. Okay. So the A is going to be my center point. But I don't want to put that down now. Let's get this going. So again, I ended up taking 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 and the crumb cake. I ran that also with the exposed brick, so you can see a little bit more of that exposed brick. And then I did 1/8 of an inch on the Misty Moonlight. And then what I did was, instead of stamping those paws, which I could have, let me pull out the set and just show you a little bit of it. The stamp set has all of these images here. So I woof you, no longer by my side, but always in my heart. You're a possum pet sitter, which I made that card last week for my pet sitter. I love you always. Love comes with 4 paws. It does have the stamp set with the 4 paws, which I used on this layout here, randomly around. It has a stamp for the scarf and then his collar, or her collar. This also is good for a cat, not just a dog. All right, so let's look at the dies here. I'm just going to put this over here before I lose that. So again, here are the 2 layers for the scarf. I'm not sure if we're going to put the scarf. I did cut one out, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. Here is the collar, the buckle, I have that, the bone, again, the knot for the scarf, and then a ball, again, could be used for the cat or the dog. Definitely tags for the collar, the little mouse and the fish for the kitty cat, and then the paws, hearts, and stars. So what I did here was I just die cut 2 of the paws out of the white, and then the blue from the Misty Moonlight is coming up from behind, right? These are adorable, but I did not want to put these 4 little paws together and assemble that. So to me, this is the best way to use those paws. All right. So let's put this aside. Here I am going to center this here. And that again is going to be centered just like the photos were. We're going to do that. And then I did create the collar. Kind of looks like his collar, right? And then here is the buckle. So the way the buckle is, and I did this with silver foil, that you would fold these, it's pre-scored. So you're just going to have to carefully fold those over. And I'm going to turn this over, put some adhesive there to hold it. Yep. Well, I didn't do a good job folding it. I'll have to make a new one. But that is going to go there. And then she can put her journaling in also. I also cut out one of the dog bones. I love the details in these die cuts. I'm going to put that. I'll put that right there, give her more room. And then again, I do have the scarf, but I don't think I'm going to end up putting the scarf on. But I did put the scarf here on this layout using the early espresso. I don't think I'm going to do that with this one. But, all right. Let's get this adhered down and then we can put the title on. So Kristen, it keeps on telling me you are watching me. I have, Kristen Olsen Jones is watching me and it's about 20 times. So last week it was somebody else. This week it's you, Kristen. You're the lucky one. I am gonna, again, let me just reset this. All right, so I heard somebody, or it looks like somebody asked about my Versamat. It is a former close to my heart Versamat, but we do have the glass mat, which works just as well, and it's actually a little bit bigger. So the dog isn't wearing a scarf, so it's not needed on the second page. Okay, I guess that's a good analogy. All right, so we have that down here. Again, I'm not going to put this down because I'm going to have to fix that buckle and just reinforce that. But that is where that will go. All right, so let's get this down here. Like I said, I centered this. Each word, happy place, has 5 letters, so I'm centering in the middle and then moving outward. I actually put the foam tape on this already. All right. So bummed that I can't really see everybody's comments up front initially. But stay tuned because I will be showing you some of the scrapbook layouts. And if you missed earlier, I did show what the World Card Making Day kit looks like. So go back and watch the beginning. And all right, almost done here. I might go in and put some of enamel dots. I have to go look to see what I have. I did not want to put any blending in on this one. I didn't want to take away, I really like the way the title came out and the double layer of the embossing folders. And I will again give you a high level overview of how to create this. All right. All right, let's bring in, again, this is gonna end up going here. We are not gonna use the scarf. Okay. So let's shrink this in a little bit. It's my mess. All right, so here it is. So again, all I used was 2 6x6 pieces of paper for this layout. I cut them in diagonal and determine which corner you want. Like I could have put this in this corner and reversed it. Actually, I think I do. So I don't have a white corner. I do have a colored corner on this layout. So it's your personal preference. I did it this way because if I did it the other way, this color pool party would have been down here, and then it would have blended in with my title. So this was the madness behind why I did that. So again, cut the 6x6 into triangles diagonally, and then you take your second piece of paper, designer series paper, and do that. And again, it could be cardstock too. And then you're putting them inward. So that's where you get the geometric look from. Okay? All right. Again, I don't know. Again, I apologize. I promise I will go back and read. But let me show you quickly. I'm going to set this aside and show you. I can't remember if I showed you this. I know I showed everybody over the weekend. This layout here is a remake of the Peaceful Days scrapbooking workshop. So the one that was in the kit wasn't flowing with me, so I actually designed this kit using all of the remaining pieces from the kit. We had extra of the crumb cake cardstock, so I just cut that at 5 1/4 diameter. And then I added the cloud cover shimmer, which comes in a packet it comes with the cloud cover, Secret Sea, and I think Misty Moonlight. But it's beautiful, adding a little bit of bling to that. And then again, the other 2 pages are here and here. I added shimmer there and then just added the enamel dots. That was it to these layouts. Nothing else. I thought they were perfect. The way they laid them out, other than this one here, which I did the makeover. So if you have any questions and you want that makeover, let me know. I can send you a picture of it. I really don't have the dimensions, but you'll be able to follow from the picture. And then this here is called Keeping Traditions. So this is another one of their scrapbooking layouts, and I actually got pictures on them too. So this is from last year's Christmas. I was able to document that with me and my twin sister and my entire family down there. Yeah, that's me sneaking a peek there. And then my nephew, my daughter, and my sister there. This one I did not get pictures on yet. But again, this here, I just took the Wink of Stella and the Old Olive, mixed those 2 together and did some splattering. So I'm not sure if you can see that up close. Again, I know you can't see it on the website. But again, that's an optional technique that they share with you. And I put it over here. There's a little bit down there as well. And then here, I colored some of the leaves on this design. This is exclusive paper here with the flowers that they provided in the kit. And there's my daughter again with her dog Cookie. There was both of us and me and Teddy from last year Christmas. Again, a beautiful, beautiful holiday layout. So keep that in mind if you're looking to get ready for the holidays. Again, that is called Keeping Traditions. And I think they look so much better in person than in the catalog. So again, hopefully this has inspired you a little bit. And next week, I will not be doing a creative live session, but I will be doing a recorded video for you guys to watch. I will be in St. Louis next week. With all of my team members. So there's about 93 of us getting together, and it'll be exciting, and hopefully we'll get some new product that I can sneak peek and share with all of you guys. So again, I'll go back. Sorry I cannot see your comments, but I will go back and read them all and answer any questions that you may have. And thanks so much. Just a final quick reminder, if you are not subscribe to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to Create and Craft with Anne-Marie. Here is my shopping website, And then you are watching this on the Scrap and Roll Facebook group. But if you're watching this on YouTube, come and join the Scrap and Roll Facebook group, because then I do lots of giveaways and so forth. And don't forget, tonight, pick 3 lottery. Pick your number for a chance to win $20 in Stampin' Up! Credit. Thanks, everyone. Ciao.